Jamie Coleman here from Pinnacle Lifestyle Programs. As always, it is a pleasure to be here with you all, and I appreciate you and thank you all for taking some time out of your schedule to spend it here with me and try to find some ways to improve your life, improve your body, improve your wellness, and more than anything, just take it to the next level. Today's video is very exciting. It's a little bit more active than some other videos, and that you'll see me doing some crazy activities here and there at the end. And it's also very personal on my end. I'm going to show you a couple things, a couple tactics, a couple rituals that I do each and every day which allow me to keep my mind right, keep my body sharp, really give me that sense of mental clarity and mental focus to what my purpose is and what I want to accomplish each and every day. And so you get a little bit of insight into my world and some of the things I do on a daily basis. So today's video, I'm going to show you a 5-minute ritual, extremely simple for those of you who think that health and fitness and having a body that you want and a sense of energy takes a lot of time, a lot of effort. I want to show you a 5-minute ritual that, if done 3 times a day, can absolutely transform your life in a very simple and easy way. The topic that we're going to cover today is something you do each and every day, whether you are aware of it or not, whether you're thinking about it, whether it's in a stressful or a manner of ease, you're always doing it. And that topic is your breath and your breathing patterns. So before I jump into my techniques, I want you to think for a second. Throughout the day, do you ever find yourself short of breath? Whether you're on a little bit of a longer walk to and from work, whether you're exercising, or on the other hand, do you ever find yourself breathing a little bit shallow and feeling that you're not getting full, deep sense of breath? You know, if so, these techniques I'm going to share with you all are going to really help clear up some of those passageways, infuse your body with a much deeper sense of energy and a deeper sense of, I would say, fullness. A really deep sense of just being alive and being, full of breath and life, and give you, not as much of a lethargic feel in your day. The biggest complaints that I hear people all the time say is that to really take control of their health, take control of their wellness, and infuse some vitality in their life, it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of effort. But these strategies here today require none of the above. They take 15 minutes total throughout your day. 5 minutes, 3 times a day. They can be done anywhere at any time. I've done them myself in the morning when I wake up. I've done them at the evening. I do it throughout the course of the day when I'll just take a little bit of a break. They are very simple. And if you can't implement a 15-minute strategy into your day, which, again, I think this is the foundation that's fundamental before you even build any of the other techniques that we go through in this program, if you can't take 15 minutes to do this, how can you ever expect to have a full-scale, a full-spectrum lifestyle program that encompasses much more than just 15 minutes of your day? You know, these techniques are so important, too, because a lot of people are also concerned with just mastering the external body and the outer physical appearance. And while those are extremely important, again, the most important foundation is to start by taking care of your internal body. And so this notion of the breath and cleansing from the inside out is a huge part of laying the stones for you to later build on. You know, oxygen is one of the most important components in human health. The source of energy in all of our cells is provided through deep breathing. And without this oxygen, cells begin to die and energy is not produced efficiently. And so it's clear that, really oxygenating your cells through proper breathing, through proper fluid intake is extremely important to maintaining a vital life. And before I jump into the techniques themselves, I just want to share with you one of my favorite quotes from Dr. Andrew Weil, who is one of the foremost experts on holistic practices, in particular breathing. His quote is, "Improper breathing is a common cause of ill health. If I had to limit my advice on healthier living to just one tip, it would be to simply learn how to breathe correctly. There is no single more powerful or more simple daily practice to further your health and well-being than breath work." The foundation, it's time to go ahead and dive into what these strategies and what these breathing techniques actually entail. The first one I want to share with you all is called power breathing. And again, if you're able to give yourself 5 to 10 minutes to practice these deep, cleansing, powerful breaths, you will definitely reap the rewards. So this first technique, power breathing, consists of a simple pattern of an inhale, a hold, where you're holding the breath, you're neither inhaling nor exhaling, and then after you inhale, hold, finally you exhale. So again, it's a 3-part series of inhale, hold, and exhale. And in doing that pattern, you're doing it in a very specific time count, in that there's a ratio in between each inhale, each hold, and each exhale. And that ratio is 1 to 4 to 2. So let's say you inhale for 2 seconds. Inhale, 1, 2. Then you would hold for 8 seconds, a ratio of 1 to 4. So you'd hold for 8 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then finally you exhale for a count of 4 with a ratio of 1, 4, 2. I like to inhale for a little bit longer. I tend to inhale for about 6 seconds, hold for 24, and exhale for 12. So again, different counts, but the same ratio from one to the other. And again, in performing this pattern, you do it 5 minutes, 3 times a day, and you'll begin to notice a huge difference to your energy, to your clarity, and to your ability to ward off illnesses. This and the other program, sort of all aspects of it, I had not gotten a cold in 2.5 years, and that is living in Boston in the Northeast through some brutal, brutal winters. So again, this is great for your immune system. It's great for cleansing the insides of your bodies. Saying, come on, breathing for 5 minutes, 3 times a day, really, that's what you got, that's what you're giving me. And you know what? I like your style, because that means you are an overachiever and you want more. And you want to try something even more to continue to grow and continue to take it to the next level. So lucky for you, I've got a few other options for you. The second option here is called breath walking. And I really enjoy this one personally because it involves some active movement to engage the body, to really start to generate some energy, generate some motion, and get you into action and get you moving as opposed to just statically standing around. And so again, like the first one, like power breathing, breath walking incorporates a similar pattern, but it's a little bit different. So instead of inhaling, holding, and exhaling, what breath walking entails is to inhale for a count of 4. So inhale, 2, 3, 4, and then exhaling as well for a count of 4. So it's inhale 4, and then exhale 4. And what you want to do is, as you're breathing on the inhale and exhaling on the exhale, you want to match each breath with one of your strides. So each step is an inhale, so you'll take 4 steps on your inhale, and then you'll take 4 steps as well on your exhale. So what that does is it creates a very strong sense of purposeful strides, that you're walking in a rhythm, and you're creating a rhythm with your body and your breath. You're syncing them up together. So you would be going at a steady pace, but nothing too fast that's really going to tire you out. And again, one of the other techniques that you can use is with this breathing pattern, I like to use my fingers. I like to use my hands. And so what I'll do is I'll inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'll show you as I breathe. It's a little bit trickier to do when I talk. So it's... And again, it helps to create the rhythm and create a pattern with your steps, with your fingers, with your breath, so your mind and your body are really working together. And again, this technique is extremely simple to generate some energy and really just start your morning off. I highly encourage you to do this first thing in the morning. When you get out of bed, you immediately jump up, throw your clothes on, head outside, and start your breathing. And I'll show you one of the things that I do, which is a little bit similar, but again, if you want to take it to the next level, I'll provide those options for you. Before I show you the next technique, though, I'd like to sort of finalize breath walking and tell you one thing I love to do as well while I'm doing my breath walking, and that is a series of sort of affirmations and incantations that I use to wake not just my body, my mind up, but really get my emotions going as well. And so what I do is, as I'm doing my power breathing and I'm walking outside, I flood my body with positive emotions and positive memories that I've experienced constantly and that I want to experience throughout that day. And so as I do this, as I'm walking and I'm breathing in, and I'm tapping my fingers and I'm feeling my strides, I close my eyes and I begin to embody some emotional intensity with feelings of love, of joy, of passion, of fun. And I don't just think about the past, but I also think about the present, and I think about the future and how I can just feel those emotions in me, and I'm really putting myself in that place where I'm feeling them strongly as if it's real. And I pull in memories from the past, from the future that encompass those emotions and kind of make me feel them even more intensely. And aside from just thinking of the emotions and of the memories, I also ask myself questions. I'll ask myself a question that'll make me think of something, and again, continues to stimulate my mind and my body. So, some questions that I use that you might find helpful is as you're breathing and as you're walking, ask yourself, what were some of the funny times in your life that made you laugh? What were some of the loving times, some of the sensual experiences you had? What moments have you had in the past when you were proud of yourself, when you were just at your best, and that you just felt so admired and so excited for something you created? What are you grateful for? What do you feel blessed about today? And my personal favorite that I end with is I always ask myself, what am I excited about? What am I excited about today to do, to meet someone I'm going to talk to? Something to make me look forward to starting out the day very strongly and with a sense of positive frame of mind. Technique is something I started using about 2 years or so ago, and it was a little bit of a struggle to me to begin with because I was always a constant doer. I needed to have something to sort of be doing, some goal I was achieving, or some item, some task that was on my to-do list that I was trying to get done. And so mentally, I was constantly frazzled, constantly all over the place, until finally one day I was introduced to meditation. And now I teach yoga, and so meditating and breathing and syncing up the breath and the mind is something I do almost every day. And it really is one of the strongest, most powerful experiences once you get over that initial hump of the struggle to quiet your mind. And I've had so many different experiences when I've meditated, from sort of insightful to very calming, very soothing, and there are so many different ways to do it. So I'm not going to go over all of them, but I'm going to give you one that, again, continues to link the breath to your mind and to starting off your day. And what that entails is simply sitting in sort of a cross-legged position. I like to be a little bit more active, a little bit more upright as opposed to just lying on your back. So sitting in a cross-legged position, I tend to fold my hands, place them on my palms in front of me. And as you meditate, you sort of focus your gaze anywhere in front of you, not looking at any particular item, and focus on your breath. And just let 10 breaths come in, focusing on the inhale, and then exhale, focusing on the exhale. And try not to let your mind wander. If thoughts come in, let them come in, but always be refocusing your mind on your breath as you're doing this. And don't try to breathe deeply or shallowly, just sort of breathe naturally. And the purpose of this is just to be centered, to be grounded, and to slow down a little bit, and again, continue to invigorate the body and invigorate the mind. Since you all made it this far, I have saved the best for last. So congratulations to you all for making it through the first 3 techniques. And now is the most fun one. And before I dive into it, I know I'm going to keep you waiting a little bit longer. I'm going to give you a brief explanation of what it is. Because if I didn't tell you what the purpose of it was, you would really think that I might have lost my mind a little bit and just thought I was a crazy guy. So this last technique I want to share with you all is called lymphasizing. And again, lymphasizing, you may have no familiarity with the term. I had never even heard of it before I was introduced to it. But you may be familiar with your lymph system, which is a part of your sort of organ systems. It's a part of your body. And what the lymph system does is, if you think of it almost as your sewage system within your body, your lymph system is sort of like the guys who come and they empty the trash cans when they get dirty. That's to say, things build up in your body, toxins build up, waste gets created, and the lymph is what flows through all different parts of your body and help to clean it out and keep it nice and healthy. And so you can imagine if the trash cleaners weren't to show up one day, or week after week or month after month, things would start to get a little bit messy. And so it's extremely important to invigorate that lymph system to keep it active and sort of keep it working properly to clean your body out. And the lymph system is unique because, unlike a lot of other organs, it doesn't have its own sort of active muscle system. That is, it sort of sits in the body and it gets utilized when motion happens and allows the lymph to move back and forth. And one motion in particular is more effective than any to activate the lymph and get it going in your body. And that motion is called rebounding. And what rebounding entails is basically kind of jumping up and down slowly on a trampoline to move up and down and allow the force of gravity to activate the lymph cells and move them and get them going. So what I do is I start my morning off. Sometimes I'll do those other breathing techniques, but 9 times out of 10, I will jump on my rebounder and begin lymphasizing. And like I said, that entails jumping up and down a little bit. I like to sort of dance around, do some jumping jacks. I listen to some music, and if you have listened to any of my other videos or are familiar with my program, you know what I use are my incantations that I use each and every day, and it's a part of my morning ritual. If you haven't, be sure to check out that video as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause this briefly so I can set up and give you all a brief preview of what lymphosizing is, what I do each and every day, and how I make sure that it happens without fail. I'll see you soon. So I just want to show you briefly what it is I'm referring to when I talk about my rebounder. So here it is. As you can see, it's basically a little mini trampoline for the most part. It's kind of like one of those foldable ones. You can fold it in half. You can take it with you on your travels. And I put it right, literally, you can see there's my bed in the background. I put it literally right on the floor. I put it under my bed usually, but I also pull it out right before I go to bed. So in the morning, I can literally go from my bed, wake up in the morning, nice and excited to start the day, and hop on my rebounder and immediately start bouncing up and down, getting my lymph system flowing, doing some of my power breathing as I'm on the rebounder. So I'll even be rebounding, and I'll be doing my breathing, my counts of inhaling for 1, holding for 4, and exhaling for 2. So hold, 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 so on, so on, so on. I'll usually play a little music too on my computer, maybe throw some jumping jacks in there, and immediately within 5 minutes of getting up, my mind, my body is conditioned, it's excited. I'm thinking about what I'm grateful for, about the emotions that I want to have in the day, and literally, there's no stopping me from having one of the most incredible days of my life each and every day. So, my challenge to you all is, what are you going to do with this video? Are you going to take 15 minutes out of your day that could change your life and literally give it a shot? I hope so. If not, you are missing out, and you are honestly just shorting yourself. So give yourself the gift, give your body the gift. It does so much for you. Give some love back to it. Do some power breathing, some of the breath walking techniques, some meditation, some reflective time, or even, hey, if you're bold enough, go check out some rebounders online, do a little jump roping, get the body right, and I look forward to speaking with you all next time. All the best.